Alright, hello Dungeoneers. We are taking a look at Oxygen First Breath today. I played around with it a bit last night to get a feel for the game. As of recording it, it is a free-to-play game on Steam. This is a post-apocalyptic survival city builder where oxygen is the key. Alright, so today I'm going to be going over the basic controls, the user interface, some of the in-game mechanics, and doing a bit of gameplay. The controls are pretty straightforward. WASD to move around, Q and E kind of spin the earth for you. Left click and right click do different actions, such as if I want to build something, that's all left click, and then right click will cancel that out for me. For the user interface, I'm going to start left to right, top to bottom. Our first menu that I've got pulled down here is my professions. As you can see, I have 26 professionals and 12 babies. That's right. When they're not working, they're going in these little shacks and doing the hippity-dippity and making some more workers for us. The short version of this menu is it's an easy way to move your workers around instead of finding the different buildings. So if I want somebody to come off coal production and go on to working our metal processing, I can just do it with a click of a button instead of having to find my coal mine and move my people off of here and then searching around for wherever my metal building is, which I obviously don't know where it is, and adding that person back in over here. Our next drop down is my energy. My energy is how we power our buildings to create oxygen inside of them. If you turn off the energy to a building, a worker will have to return all the way back home from working to refill their oxygen tank before they go back to work. In other words, they're taking a whole bunch of 15-minute breaks, which is not very productive. Our next menu is materials. There's metal to stone to plastic. All these different materials are used for different buildings, such as this one needs 30 gears and 25 plastic to create. You get those from different resources all over the place, either from ruins or from different buildings like this. So a good thing to talk about here is if I put a worker on coal, they're only producing 3 coal, whereas this building, it produces 5 coal, which you get through research, which I will explain in a bit. Food, pretty straightforward. People are going to use food during the day, and you're also going to produce food. So whenever my workers are out working, there's some different ways to get food, such as a cantina, fishing, or a new building that I just got, which is the plant house, which takes 15 water to create potatoes. These are essentially the resources that you're going to manage throughout the gameplay. On the top right is how we're kind of going through the game. So I'm currently in year 1 in the fall. I've been playing for 32 days. Not actual days, but in-game days. We're at 1800, pause, play, double speed, triple speed. 02 is my oxygen center and how I turn on my electricity to all my buildings. This is kind of a breakdown of my weather forecast. So today it's raining, obviously it's raining, and then the next 2 days I'm gonna have wind, clouds, then snow and frost. This right here where it says wind is coming in 1 day is kind of a game mechanic, which I will get to in a little bit. I currently have 1 day to prepare, is essentially what that's telling me right now. Across the bottom, we have Vote of Confidence, which is essentially the morale or focus of your population, and it's based off of a point system. Keeping resources high and deaths low are how we're going to keep this boosted high. So in other words, every time I make babies, I'm going to get 5 points, and every time someone dies and there's no cemetery, I'm going to get -5 points. Next we have statistics. Pretty straightforward menu. I have 38 people. I have living space for 56. And then this is a breakdown of all my workers, what they are, if they're a baby or an adult, what their confidence level is, their education, how productive they are, and then what their confidence level is. All these work in progress tabs, I assume, are going to be future rollouts. I honestly don't know. This next one is ruins. I personally haven't used it that much. So in our population, we have people working in the ruins. I have 3 people right now. This, I can send all of my people to go, that are working in the ruins, to go gather, let's say, metal. I haven't found that to be very productive for me. What I typically do is if I want plastic, I find a plastic node and then put workers on it. Or if I want coal, I find one and put a worker there. That's just been what's working well for me. Our next one are buildings. You can build housing, food, resources, workshops, technology, community decorations, and trees. So places for your people to live, resource. These are how you gain materials. Workshops turn your basic materials into higher level materials. Technologies, community. These have no real purpose other than boosting your morale. And tree, I haven't got there, but I assume that I'll be able just to plant trees instead of growing them. So this is kind of what a tree will look like when it's dead. You have to use your resource and a worker to make it into this. Once you make it into this, it kind of supplies oxygen in this area. Our next one is our research center. And this is how you research different buildings. So I've already researched the basic ones: coal mine, metal processing, and quarry. Which allows higher production. So if I send somebody to the ruins to get coal, they're only getting 3 coal per production. Versus my coal mine, I'm getting 5. So it's a lot better and higher productivity. I can also throw 6 people in here in this one building that can be oxygenated versus sending somebody out to harvest this in a non-oxygenated area. Next, we have Signal Tower. This is a building that I have researched that allows me to explore new areas. I don't know what this looks like yet because I'm not that far, but the map does end. I don't know if it goes beyond that or what happens. Radar is a building that I have yet to unlock, but in theory it allows you to get resources from these ruins without sending workers there. I'm not honestly for sure how that works yet. In the bottom left, we have the event log, which is anything exciting that's happening within the game, like us completing buildings, babies being born, or this red one, which is kind of flagged as red because it's bad. Not necessarily bad, but it's what's going on in your environment right now, which I will talk about in a little bit. In the bottom right, we have tasks, which are essentially quests that kind of keep you moving forward in the game. I don't have any right now, but a typical quest may be something along the lines of prepare for the coming wind by collecting 45 coal, and then you'll get 40 metal and 20 stone for your efforts. If you are still here and enjoying, please take the time to support me by following me on Twitch or liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you all. Alright, back to it. The main game mechanic is to survive by gathering resources, building buildings, and increasing your population to make things easier and faster. These gas extractors are over little cracks that open up. This crack is oozing. You can build these. Oh, I'm still bad with the menu. I apologize. Such as the gas extractor, you can build that on top of the cracks. What this does is it harvests the gas from the crack and keeps this crack from exploding. If this crack explodes, it will damage everything that's nearby and you have to repair, and it'll also put it in like a downtime until it's repaired. These gas extractors give you back energy without using a worker to go over there, so pretty much as soon as a crack forms, I'm going and throwing one of these on here because I'm getting 17 days worth of energy for free. Random events in the game will occur, such as this wind is coming. The other one I've seen is drought. When the wind comes, it doubles the energy consumption, brings toxic gases, and reduces the oxygen level, so people may get sick. In other words, whenever the wind comes, I have to turn on the oxygen of all of my buildings so that people can work in oxygenated environments, otherwise they get sick. If I had 5 people that get sick and I have to throw 3 workers over here, I'm now using 8 people of my 26 just off of this, so it lowers all of my production of everything else, so it's bad. The main goal, since my wind is coming right now, is to get my energy as high as possible so that when the wind does get here, I can turn on all my buildings and continue as normal without anybody getting sick. When there's a drought, this entire lake or people off plastic, which then makes them automatically construction workers if they have no job. So now these people will automatically work on this construction building for us. So they go and grab resources and take it over here. As you can see, it's kind of filling up, builds over time. Oh, people are getting sick due to low oxygen, so they get put in here. So I need to send a worker over here. So I'm going to take one of my construction workers. Actually, one of the people that was constructing is who got sick. So now I'm down all of my people. I'm losing oxygen, so I need to figure out what I need to take off. So I have very high food production right now. So I'm going to stop somebody fishing so that they can continue on this. And go help heal people. I'm also going to take this guy off tree duty so that he can be my construction worker. So like I was saying earlier, I'm essentially down 4 people now out of my 26 population just because they're oxygen deprived. That's why the wind is a mechanic that's difficult to overcome. So a submarine just arrived, right? So this is a building that I've created. Randomly a submarine will come drop off people. I now have extra people that I can throw into my workforce. So we're gonna get these people healed up faster since I have the additional people. I have 4 people constructing out. So this building should go up much quicker. A new crack is oozing, so I need to go check that crack. I need to build a gas extractor over the top of it. Before I do that, let me kind of explain. So on this is a crack. It has a timer. Once this timer is out, it's going to explode and damage everything around it. I don't have anything over here that's going to be damaged, but I get extra energy out of this, which is obviously something I need right now. So I'm going to go ahead and have that build. I'll accidentally pause the production of that. The gas extractor was completed, so I get 20 days of just free energy essentially from that. All these guys are going to come back, probably work on this for me. And we've only got 0.7 days of wind left. Oh, all of these workers have recovered. So I don't need workers in here anymore, so I can pull those out. Now I have 10 people that I can spread around the map and put them back in. So we want some more fishing. We're going to throw somebody in here. We're going to throw some more people in here. And I want some plastic production and somebody making some metal for me. So now I'm back down to 3 people that are going to build this building. Only 0.43 days to go. Jeez, long build time for our cafe. And our wind is about to end once this reaches, I assume, 24. There it goes. Our wind has now subsided, so we can turn this back off. So we went from roughly like 4,500, I think it was, to about 2,000. So now I'm going to have to build this back up again for the next one. And that is a first look at Oxygen First Breath. If anybody wants to see more of this, please let me know, and I can try to continue playing this game. If y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you all.